the Ishizu cards.
What about 'em?
Like, what do they do? I know you can look at your opponent's hand. There's one.
No, you
There's
don't
one
look
way.
at your opponent's hand.
Like, you can see what they're drawing or something like that.
No.
Okay.
So there's 4 different ones. 2 of them are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other 2 are the same.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about monsters?
Yeah, monsters. The main monsters. You only play one of the trap, which require a lot in your graveyard.
Is that Exchange of the Spirit or Exchange of the new Exchange of the Spirit? It's called like Exchange of Destiny or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But it matter about the monsters. 2 of them can be special summoned by discarding a fairy monster or whatever.
So now Drytron can play with those. Or Cyber Angels.
Kind of.
Don't be surprised. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if it happens.
So they can be special summoned, and one can bounce a special summon monster. Then the other one can do something. But I'm more better on the graveyard effects.
Mm-hmm. What's the graveyard?
So 2 of them can mill 5 cards from both players.
Okay, so that starts filling the grave for that whole thing.
Yes. Then the other 2, you can banish them to shuffle 3 cards from either player.
Sir, those cards are going to go through the roof now.
No, actually, no. They ain't. They're pretty cheap right now.
Yeah, but he just won the tournament with those in them. They're going to go up.
No.
Okay.
They're always going to be cheap. They ain't that cheap, but they are cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're easier to pull. Basically, if you buy a whole case, you can get the whole deck.
Then just spend the $60 or whatever and just get it guaranteed.
It's more than 60. It's $100.
Okay. Still less than a case, probably.
Yeah.
So just guarantee it.
But you get all technically more.
I get it.
So technically,
but you're guaranteed. I mean,
yeah.
It's whatever.
But yeah, that's their effect in the graveyard. They mostly don't use them on field unless they plan on going to the XC monsters.
The new Sky Striker card isn't called Sky Striker?
No.
What?
It's Sitter.
Oh my gosh.
Like the text, like the other cards.
Yeah.
This card is Sitter as a Striker
Why?
card.
So it's not searchable off Engage or something?
Yeah. On the text, it say this card is a Striker card. So technically, it is searchable because technically the cards say it's a Striker.
But I'm just trying to figure out why the need for it.
It helped the deck OTK.
Not why it exists. Why they didn't just call it Sky Striker Ola.
That whatever. One I don't know. I can't speak for them, but what the card is designed for to help them OTK.
Kind of reminds me of like almost like a Korribane.
Because that card ain't once per turn.
Or a Lilybell or a Korribane.
And then what nuts about it ain't once per turn.
If this card is on the field, it's destroyed. You can send a Sky Striker spell from deck to the grave. And then go Kagari off of it. And then get your search because it's all level 1. Ooh. It's so stupid.
The Kaiju ain't a Striker. Said they're a Star Striker card. Ain't named a Star Striker card too.
A Kaiju?
Yeah, they got a Kaiju.
What? Is it legitimately, it says Kaiju in the name of it? That it can search? Or it's like a Kaiju?
It's like a Kaiju. You can tribute one monster to special summon this card. Or either your field or their field. Your opponent's field.
Surgical Striker Hamp?
Yeah.
I didn't see this one before until I just looked at the thing. Oh, this big ass fucker.
Yeah.
Ew, I don't like to say that.
And it's searchable in that deck. And by Engage.
That's fantastic. See, if I wouldn't have looked that up, I would have never probably found that out. I think I'd seen that card before. The Hamp thing. I saw someone pull it or something, and I was like, okay, what is that? I have to yell. Yeah, because Luke was like, there is no other Sky Striker card. Like, yeah, not in the text. because my phone used to not let me read these. Like, it used to not show these links. Linkage. I'm surprised you don't like Sky Strikers. I mean, they don't really have much anymore, but they used to.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like it.
I mean, they played Fusion Destiny there, right? They didn't really play Anaconda. Or did they play Anaconda with Fusion Destiny? I mean, I suppose you could. If you don't, like, if you would.
Yeah, I think they did.
I was like, they might as well. I mean, if you never get it out, you never get it out. Keldo, Mudora, Kelbeck, and Agido. I always remember those cards. Okay, so what's the really good cards in tier elements? Is it the one that lets you tier 0 make Winda? Is that one that is likely to get hit? Or the field spell? Or is there more than one that lets you make Winda? Tier 0.
They all.
Or turn 0 is what I meant.
They all can make it. Other than
So
one card.
stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Keldo says you can discard an Earth Fairy.
Get a refund.
This one.
Regional.
This is Keldo.
Yeah.
And you can discard an Earth Fairy.
That one can be special, but the graveyard effect is you can banish that to put back 3 cards into the deck from either player graveyard when it's sent to.
Or 5 if exchanges on Spirit is on field or in grave. You can shuffle them in the deck.
Sometimes you can't do that.
Right, but
most is 3.
But technically it is possible.
It is possible, but the most is 3.
Don't make me touch you. In a good way. We only touch in the bad way. Gravekeeper's Trap. You can get that off Mudora. They actually kept their original stats too. I'm almost positive Mudora was 15 and 18. When I saw this, I was like, what on earth is this? I don't know what card it is, but whether it's out now or it's coming out, I'm telling you, they were like looking at the cards that they were playing. Because that was what Ushizu was doing. Like when she was facing Kaiba. And she could see what he was about to do. With her Millennium Necklace or whatever. Target up to 3 cards on any grave. Okay, so basically it does the same thing. Quick effect. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's kind of disgusting.
What?
Like, I can see how this works with tier elements now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, anything in your tier element deck that is in your grave is just re-put back into the deck.
Yeah.
And tier elements probably are really consistent and can get cards searched out. Kelbeck. Okay, this isn't a summoner.
No. Used for the mill.
So you want this one milled?
Yeah.
If it's sent from hand or deck to your opponent's grave, huh? You can target special summon monster your opponent controls special summon this card from the hand, then return that monster to the hand.
Yeah.
You don't really care about that effect?
You can, but the most effect is the bottom.
The next. Okay, right? That's why I'm just trying to make understanding of all of it. If this card is sent from the hand or deck to the grave, you can activate this effect. Each player sends top 5 cards from their deck to the grave, or entire deck if less than 5. It's disgusting. So you can easily just get free wins off deck outs. Then, if Exchange of the Spirit is in the grave, you can target a set trap from your. You can set one trap from the grave. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you use it the mill, yeah.
Sir,
I told you.
Light Swarms.
Yeah, I know.
Play these with like
Any mill
Shadows.
That go in any mill deck. If you can mill, you play that card.
It's more than milling. It's also like if you can get them in the grave. Like Shadow Fusion, like you use Shadow Fusion. Well, I don't know if Shadow Fusion's a good example because
no, they are Earth, so it wouldn't work unless you play on something that's like the Earth Fusion monster.
Actually, the Earth one's not bad. It's not really played, but I was just about to say, do you have to? Because Shadow Fusion doesn't care if they're shadows. One has to be, because all the shadows are, require a shadow. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Oh, you're making my brain think. So you play 3 of each of these? Or do you play like 2 of Agito and Killback?
You play 1 of the...
Ooh, yikes.
You play 1 of this one.
Is this the tier element build?
Yeah.
Is this what we're basing this on? Because I have a feeling I'm going to end up playing this deck.
You play one of the one that looks like a ball.
This?
Yeah, you play 1
That's
of that.
Agito.
Then you play 3 of everything else.
It also kind of looks like Anima, like a reverse relinquish Anima.
You play 3 of the other monsters, then play 1 of that one.
So you have basically just 10 of them.
Yes.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1.
Then you play, I think, 1 of each of the trap.
There's Gravedigger's Trap, which is searchable, and then there's Exchange of the Spirit or Exchange of... The one says you can search that Exchange of the Spirit or a card that lists Exchange of the Spirit.
So that's their graveyard of both players.
Is that a mirror match?
Yeah. I told you. That's both their graveyard.
This is why we have Dimension.
Off of their effect.
This is why Dimension Shifter exists.
I know.
Sir, you would...
You can technically mill your opponent and you for 15 cards. No, you can mill your opponent for 10 cards. You can mill up to 15 cards. The player, whoever turn player it is.
Like, as soon as I saw this deck, I was like, they're clearly making this deck to be top tier. And
yeah.
I just was seeing it, like, by itself. I wasn't seeing it with tier elements.
I know.
So I can only imagine.
When I played tier elements, when I told you, I told you when the Seizure come out, it's going to be 10 times better.
Right.
I just didn't want to...
I think what you specifically said was, when the next supports come out, it going to be better.
Yeah.
So that kind of is misleading because I don't know that you were referring to the Shizu stuff.
Yeah.
That could have meant anything, especially a tier element card coming out. Because even the field spell doesn't even say tier element in it.
It don't. No.
That's what's really weird about that nowadays.
Because it's made for 2 different decks, which one of them ain't playable.
And
it is playable, it's just people don't play that one.
There's it says something about Vice's Starfrost.
Yeah, anything that has Vice School in it.
Yeah, Vice's Starfrost is gross.
Yeah.
Like, you can play that in Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And make a free Baroness.
I know. Actually, you can play that in any deck and make a free Baroness as long as you play a level 4.
Well, the thing is, you pop one of the babies and then you get to your other one. So you could, like, pop a baby, get Oviraptor.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
yes.
and then you can, like, add Misk, too.
Like in my deck,
or
I
something
could play
stupid.
if I wanted to.
Or Kaiju. Just gross. Or Dogoran. Oh, yeah. Mr. Krabs. That's so funny. Know your opponent's Tiger deck if less than 5. Yeah, from what I read, what I saw, somehow they did that. So now I have to read the Exchange of the Spirit card and the Gravekeeper's Trap or whatever. I wish, like, I don't get why they call it Gravekeeper's Trap unless they want that to be played in the other deck. In the actual Gravekeeper.
They have to call it Gravekeeper. because if they didn't, the monster wouldn't be able to search it. Could have to be a Grave Creeper trap or spell. They say on the text of the monsters, Grave Creeper trap or spell, I think. If I'm right.
I think it says quote unquote Gravekeeper's Trap. That's the name of the trap card.
I'm talking about on the monsters. I think the monsters say Gravekeeper spell or trap. Search it out.
The one that I saw, I'm pretty sure it just said you can search that one specific card off it. I don't think it's that busted where it can search like Necro Valley and shit. Or like Get Stell and then Reborn, like your Gravekeeper stuff. Could be wrong, but I don't think so.
I mean, there's 2 different Dark Magicians.
There's a shitload of
There's
Pharaoh's rares in here. There's a Blue Eyes.
There's an Ultra Fair rare, then there's an
Mm-hmm.
Ultra one in that one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know they were all Ultras. I thought they'd be Ultras and Secrets.
Some of them are. Some of them are secrets. Some of them
the
are
Pharaoh's
Ultras.
rare.
Yeah.
Because I see the whole Scareclaw thing, because Scareclaw's loved by Starfrost. Now I can see why people were saying something about tier elements with Scareclaw, because I couldn't understand it at first. Like, why does that have anything to do with each other? But I can see it with the spell card. That's over element. We'll see. Blast held by Destiny. In exchange of despair and hope. So, I mean, this is going to sound stupid, but I think it's a possibility. Whatever that guy was doing by looking at your opponent's hand and whatnot might not even be relevant enough to see play.
I mean, what?
Okay, remember I was telling you about how I thought they were doing something where they could see their opponent's hand or something like that.
Yeah.
They could see their draw, or whatever it is. They might not even play the card that does that, basically. The trap card here, Gravekeeper's Trap, gives you a chance to... It says you can discard one card, add one Gravekeeper's or Earth Fairy monster from your deck to your hand. Maybe the trap searches the Gravekeeper cards. I don't understand the point. Okay, sure. If it gives them a little boost, sure. During your opponent's draw phase, before their normal. Okay, this is kind of what I was saying. During your opponent's draw phase, before their normal draw, if this card is already face up on the field, declare one card name, look at the card or cards drawn for their normal draw, and if it was declared, send it to the graveyard.
Yeah. And what's the name of that one?
It's Gravekeeper's Trap.
Yeah, this one add then you can place one Gravekeeper trap from your deck based on your
Well, it says Gravekeeper's card or an Earth Fairy.
I'm talking about this one.
I can't read it. Can you pull it up?
You can discard.
What's the card though? I'm saying. Fedora, yeah. I just read all those.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That place it.
And this is searchable. Exchange of Despair and Hope. They don't actually care about. I don't think they actually care about Exchange of the Spirit. I mean, I guess you could do that, but I don't think they care to. in a top tier sense. This trap, Blast Out by Destiny, adds back a level 4 Earth Fairy from the grave to hand when it's sent from grave, or if it's sent from the hand or deck to grave. So if you mill this, this will add you back your resources, I reckon. The more you know, right?
Hmm.
The more you know.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're just being contrarian at this point.
Hmm?
You're being contrarian at this point.
No.
What's contrarian mean?
I don't know.
Basically arguing for the sake of arguing. You're disagreeing to disagree. However way you choose to word that. Or should I say, not you, one, but in this case it is you. Yikes. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna like that deck at some point.
What deck?
Some kind of the Shizu and or tier element deck.
You can build it, yeah.
Next year. I'll get reprinted. In the meantime, I'll try to build all these other decks that I've been trying to build for so many years that I'll never get done. Allegedly. Like, I'm just now editing GOAT format. Or GOAT control. I'm actually going to write those down, too. So I know what to look for. I'll subconsciously put it in my mind. It's so attractive.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, okay. Wasn't you. Sir, we were doing a whole thing last night. You're lucky you got out of here.
What?
Once you left, Dalton started farting. Then I started farting. And then I don't know if it was Tyler farted or if Dalton started farting again, but it was bad. I'm like, we're just stinking it up around here. I'm like, are we trying to do like some musical farts or something where all of us are doing it? My question is, when do we start our barbershop quartet? You know what that is?
Yeah.
Basically, where like 4 guys go around and they do like a singing thing. They're all singing as a band or whatever. That would be kind of hilarious. In my own mind, at least. Does it even tell you, like, on the... Do you know the page that came from? Where that picture came from?
What picture?
The GOAT format.
Just type in Yu-Gi-Oh! GOAT. Then it should be the first one, I think.
It probably is goatformat.com or something. That's really degenerate of a deck, though.
What?
Both tier elements and that Ishizu support.
Isn't it what they're doing when they made that deck? And like, yeah, 3 months from now, we're going to make this that go into
Well,
that
yeah,
deck.
that's why they let Sprite be good, and then they're just like, we can hit them now, and we're gonna make tier element like top tier. That's so funny and good. There's a link here. It says, what is GOAT format? And then there it is. I think it's loading. Yep,
words.
that's exactly what it was. Gravity controller. Or not gravity controller, gravity bind. The only complaint I have is I'm trying to find out when that banless was right here. Ew. Okay.
It's time to go.
GOAT format tier list. Rarely, somewhat, and most played. Thunder Dragon Chaos. Mercurio has banned that quickly. Oh my gosh. So Chaos, Yadalock was before GOAT format. By a matter of months. Here's my question. Where the heck is change of brain control? Was that either at 3 or just not out? Came out in Lost Millennium. So it should be legal for GOAT. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Database website is fantastic.